Welcome back. The FDA just authorized a new tool in the fight against COVID breathalyzers. Here to talk about how it works is our 9 Health expert, Dr. Payal Kohli. Good morning.
Good morning, Natasha.
So this so-called breathalyzer is the size of a carry-on luggage. It has test results in 3 minutes. How does this work? I have so many questions. And how many are there in the country?
So it just got launched because the FDA just gave it emergency use authorization. So our state doesn't currently have one. But the idea is pretty cool, actually. It's to do a high throughput screening, to screen people efficiently and quickly, get the results. And the way that it works is it uses something called gas chromatography to basically look for exhaled gases that are a signature, essentially, of COVID. And one of the lessons that we've learned, Natasha, in the pandemic is test frequently, test often, and test asymptomatic people to know what's going on. So I think from that perspective, it could really be a game changer because it allows us to do that in a more accessible fashion.
Yeah, very quickly, 3 minutes. It's a short amount of time. How accurate are the results, though?
So the studies have shown us from the company that if you had 100 positive samples, the test would pick up 91 of them, meaning it would miss 9 out of 100 people who are positive. And on the flip side, if you have 100 negative samples, it actually picks up 99.6% of them. So pretty good, almost 100%. Yeah. But here's the caveat. That all depends on a very low background rate of COVID, only about 4%. So as the infection rates start to go up, the performance of the test can actually vary because the amount of infection in the community determines how well a test performs. So if you get a positive result, guess what? You have to go confirm it with a PCR test. Oh. And if you get a negative result, yes, you're probably negative if there's a low rate of background transmission, but don't hang your hat on it.
Yeah, so this would be something where you'd follow it up with a further test. It's not one and done.
That's exactly right, yeah. So the places that I could see it really being used are places like airports, for example, shopping malls, grocery stores, movie theaters, concerts, really as kind of a mass screening tool at the door, so to speak, doctors' offices as well.
You know, the obvious reason, the obvious answer to how does this help the pandemic is it's going to screen more people, it's going to test more people, but doesn't it open up an arena for more kind of tools like this?
It does, and I think it's really a marker of innovation moving forward, that we're starting to think outside of the box. Now we have to be careful. I think my concerns about this test are contamination is a big piece of it. So if you're breathing on something and it's not done nice and clean, the person before you could have been positive and you end up getting a positive, and that generates more. We have to interpret the test with caution because the result that you get may not necessarily be the correct result depending on the context, depending on your symptoms and what have you. And then I think the cost is a big piece of it.
Yeah.
It sounds really fancy, it sounds great, but is it practical from a cost standpoint to roll this out on a large basis?
Right. Before this, we were kind of talking about distribution, and there really isn't a plan in place considering this is so preliminary.
Exactly right. And even the number of samples per day that it analyzes is only about 160 per unit.
Interesting.
So if you're talking about screening a sporting event, for example.
At an airport.
Yes, exactly. So those are all things that remain to be seen, but I'm excited about the fact that we're innovating in this way, and we're starting to really, transition our life to that endemic phase using these types of technologies.
Yeah, it's a good indicator of that. All right, Dr. Kohli, thank you.